Hello, good evening, everybody. We're, we're here for round 14 of this EFES season 2 F2 season. We're here at the Dutch Grand Prix, and as you can see, it's a little wet, just a little bit. So I'm also going to just bring up for you the championship order right now. This is after the round 13 Hungary last week. As you can see, JSR is at the top with 317 points, followed by VMV with 251. Not that far behind JSR. Like JSR can take top spot today if they outscore VMV. And then you got Titan Esports also in the hunt to get in those top two promotion places. They're only 30 points behind VMV, and then the rest of the field can't mathematically get anywhere close to these guys. So it's just a free horse race for the top two spots. And so with 2 rounds left, we'll have to see what those drivers can do. As well, I'll bring up a map for you all so you can see the nice, lovely Dutch Grand Prix. 14 corners, 2.6 mile long circuit with its 2 DRS zones. Obviously, I have an old version. The detection point is after turn 12, and and activation starts now on after turn 13. But other than that, it's all good and dandy. So I'll turn this off. We'll get in the qualifying, and obviously, as you can see, it is raining. So have fun, everybody. So we've got a bit of a wet qualifying here. I should also quickly just turn not that on, and that on. There we go. So who is first to start a lap in this wet weather? It looks like it is Nero Mask, who's about to go on a adventure on their first run in this wet qualifying. Looking to now go through the gears all the way to these fast through these corners, and now nice and close to the apex without touching that grass, because that touching that grass at that corner is a death sentence. Like, you don't want to be touching that. Realistically, you don't want to be touching any curbs in the wet weather, because puddles and yeet, especially that curb. But now, going through the middle sector into the first of the 2 DF zones, which is obviously not activated in this wet weather. And I'll come in through the nice chicane here. Oh, bit of a bump there. Now back onto the power as you come to turn 13. Slight thing, and then back full on the throttle as we come around the banking of turn 14. Foot to the floor, pedal to the metal. What's Mask going to start as a set as a benchmark? It is a 119.195. As it looks like Eric has crashed at turn 4? How's he done that? We've got Nel Xtor doing a 19.5, but then the other Nero guy beats him by 0.08 of a second. Marcos Aguero up doing a 20.4. As I was just about to say, we're going aboard here with Gibbo, but his teammate has just done a 19.7. As Harvey has done an 18.2 for Zuri. Foxy's come across line into 4th. Lucas, and where does Gibbo go? Just a bit ahead of his teammate by 10th. And Speedy for Titan is up into 9th. Won't be Leon next or Steve. Yanni's on an out lap. Charlie's coming around the banking, so where's Charlie going to go? His teammate currently in P4 and splits the JSRs and goes P8. We've got Joe Sky here, gonna go for his lap, well, finishing his lap. Bit of a slide there out of turn 13 as Marcus going even faster, doing an 18.1. That's one thing about the rain as well. You can do multiple laps if you put enough fuel in. Because we see some people going faster. So see, Marcos has gone to the top of the timing sheet. Nel Xtor has gone up to P5 into the 18s. Joe Sky is also now in the 18s. As people are improving, as Leon is up to P9. The Alpaca has gone up to P6. I'm still waiting on Yanni to do a lap, but he is currently behind a Williams who won't get out of the way. Like, unless this Williams is on a lap. Which Williams is it? Is it... No, it's not Joe. It's his teammate, Leon. But he is on a lap. But he's on a lap and he's going faster, so can't really fault him there. So, poor Gianni here. Oh, he's got away, though. As if you're on a lap, mate, I don't see any reason why you'd get out of the way. But, yeah, I can see Azure being petty and reporting it. Just a joke. Chill. So what's Gianni gonna do here? Come on, out the last couple of corners. We got yellow flags in multiple places on the track. As Steve Cole has gone up to the top, done a 17.8, and Gianni here has done a 17.9. Not bad at all. Anyone on a lap or improving? You are not. Speedy's improved into 18s. Lucas is improved up to P6. Foxy's improved up to P5. So it's definitely getting quicker out there because people are definitely doing quicker lap times. To be fair, it looks like it's barely raining. Looks like it's barely raining here. I would also think it's just stopped, which is interesting. If my eyes are not deceiving me, then the rain has stopped. Yeah, rain has stopped. So these lap times will now get even faster as Gibbo as Gibbo's gone a little bit wide and has taken a little adventure in the gravel. Oh dear. Yeah, these lap times should definitely start getting faster. But I don't think it's dry enough for the slick tyres. Because that rain's only just stopped. But we'll have to see what everybody does, as I've got yellow flags so I can't see how long left the session. Oh, there you go, 10 minutes left. We've got 10 minutes left of this session. I'm expecting everybody to sit and chill for a little bit, and then towards the end of the session slap on a set of softs as Leon goes up to P3 in the Williams. I forgot which team this is. Is it NXR? Yeah, this is... Yeah, I don't know. This is my first week commentating. Like, I do commentating a lot for other leagues as well. This is my first adventure for EFES. Obviously, some of you might know me, some of you might not. I am the Pioneer Penguin, getting around all kind of leagues. And there we go, DRS enabled. So there you go, dry tires, everybody. Get those slicks on. Because I did call this. But the question is, though, is it actually dry enough for dry tires? Anyone adventuring out on dries? Oh, well, the Alpaca is. Mask also has hopped out. Why? Thank you. Lucas. So on the intermediates, is he going to pit now? Or is he going to finish this lap? I think he's just going to finish this lap. Yep, he's going to finish it. How quick is he going to go? Oh, there you go. Into 16s. So, going to ride on board with Mask here. He's the first one to going to be setting a full lap on the dry tyres. So we'll have to see. Currently he's down in 12th. We'll have to see what he will do compared to everybody else. As I see a lot of action coming out of the pits. As Mask here coming into the final sector, coming on the last couple corners here. And looks to try and get a decent time on the board for his team. Across the line does a 15.9. So not as fast as I expected. So it might be still a little bit wet. Because if he's only doing a 15.9, it's still a bit wet. So he took it easy. Well, one thing I can say, if he's taken enough fuel, he can recharge and go again. But right on board with the alpaca, the man from JSR. Oh, and the alpaca's going for a spin! Oh dear, we don't want to see that. Spinning alpaca. That is unfortunate. The alpaca has now got wing damage, so he'll be back into the pits. Next person on the lap is Speedy. Speedy on his racing here for Titan Esports. Titan really want to get a decent result here today if they want to challenge VMV for second. Because realistically, the JSRs are just too far away ahead of Titan Esports. It's literally, to be fair, JSR are pretty much almost clear. It's just a fight between VMV and Titan Esports of who goes up with JSR. As Nero has gone even fast. So I cannot say that without butchering it, and it's too small for me to goddamn read. But anyway, Speedy up the line, goes even quicker, 113.6. So he's definitely getting quicker as Joe Sky goes 3/10 faster. Harvey improves up to third, 2/10 behind Speedy. As we got Froxy here going even more faster into the 12s, then gets immediately beaten by Janny, or 1:12.4. Nell Extor will be the next to cross the line as Leon is starting his lap. So we're right on board with Leon after Extor here has finished his lap. Up to line for Titan. Goes even faster. Does a 1:12 dead. 1:12.000. It's rare to see those, but God, it's nice to see them when they happen. Right on board here then with Leon as he's coming through the first sector. 2 seconds up on his delta, but that's obviously you're gonna see that because it was raining. It is not anymore. Listen, I'm pretty sure the team's NXR, but I can't. Like, someone might have to correct me in the Twitch chat. Alright, I'll just have a quick look on Discord. So there's Leon here coming through the last sector, round the final corner now. Down in 13th for 117.8. How much will he improve? Looks like it's going to be a quick one. It is going to be in the 11s. Goes provisional pole at 11.6. But there is still time for everyone to improve. We've got Marcus, next person to cross the line. And Marcus first one into the 10s, a 10.8. Almost a full second faster. Right. Now I can have a look. What team actually? Oh yeah, it's NXR. There we go. Right. In comes Marcus. We've got a couple of people out on track. Oh, the Alpaca is going to be the first one to venture out. He is actually on a lap as well. And Joe Sky is just coming out the pits. Someone else is also coming out the pits. I believe it is one of the V-cabs. And it is. The Alpaca going purple in the middle sector. As I said, I think this is a bit early to go out. Really want to be out as late as possible on the track to get the best possible time. With it being wet in the first part of this qualifying. Obviously now it's completely dry. The Alpaca last on the board. Where does he go? Gus provisional pole over 9.9. Almost a full second faster than Marcos. But like I say, I think it's a little too thing. Like, hopefully he's putting the fuel in that car so he can do a recharge lap, then go again. Because if he can't, oopsie daisy. Oh, we got Joe Sky doing the esports warm up your tires, where you just let the wheel do its own little thing, as you've seen probably in F1 esports. Some of our drivers like to do that. But Joe Sky here, gonna be on his lap, currently P9 with a 1:13.3. Obviously, that was pretty much on a wet track, pretty much. So let's see how much they can improve. So the Alpaca has set the benchmark so far of a 19.9. Wants to see if anyone can get any closer than that. Joe Sky here coming through the middle sector. He's going to come into a bit of traffic here with both the Red Bulls ahead of him and one of the Aston Martins. So that's going to cause a little bit of traffic for him. We're going to ride on board as you can see the traffic. Oh, look at this. He's parked on the apex and contact made, and I think that's his front wing. That is his front wing destroyed. And now, which... It was Marcus Aguero that caused that. That is unfortunate for him. So we need to go back to... I believe it's Mask, the next one to set a lap. So that is unfortunate for Joe Sky. He'll not be able to improve after that contact with Marcus. That is unfortunate indeed. He will not be happy with that at all. As red on board here with Mask. Currently down in 13 for 15.9. We'll see a big improvement, obviously. Where is he going to go on the timing screen? Up to the top, and it's a 1:08.4 as he takes to the escape road at turn 1, which is all fine and dandy. Yeah, the Alpacas is not going to be able to do another lap. Who is next to cross the line? I do believe it is Mask's teammate. Coming around the final bend, up to the line. Where's he going to go? Will he knock his teammate off the top spot? I assume he might. No, he does not. A 9-0. As we got Steve Cole coming across the line doing a 9-6. We've got one of the tiny sports drivers coming across the line. It is Extor, goes P3. Yanni for Zurai goes up to P1 of an 8-1. Next across the line will be Speedy. He jumps up to P5. Next across the line with Marcus' teammate Lucas goes up to P7. There will be the other Zurai driver Harvey up to P3. Next will be Gibbo. Where does he go? No, it won't be Gibbo. It will be his teammate Alpaca who's crossed the line. Next, I think it's gonna be Leon as he's coming around the last corner here. Leon currently down at 11th. Where will he go? Only good as P9. As I do believe Gibbo's going to P2. Charlie up to P3. And Marcus up to P5. And that is it. Because Mask here is not on a lap. So that is your qualifying done. Then here for this race. So we got Johnny for Zurai leading away with JSR's Aaron Gibbo in second. I'll run you through that full order in a few seconds. But damn, Johnny only barely had it. 0.05 to Aaron Gibbo. And then you got Charlie in P3, then Mask, Marcus, Harvey, Nell Extor, Steve Cole, Froxy, Speedy for your top 10, and then Mal, Lucas, Leon, Alpaca, Joska, and then Eric crashing out very early. And now, obviously, we ask drivers to give it a couple minutes so people can change their setup. So Johnny's already done it for me. That's it. Thank you, Johnny. He's already done it for me. Oh, and we got rain again. Isn't that just lovely? But what I will do is give you a quick, let's say, quick update. So as I say, it's pretty much a top fighting for the top. So it's between JSR, VMV, and Titan Esports of who gets that promotion with all those points all three teams have collected. Obviously, MGA of 80 odd points behind, well, near enough 80 points behind, have no chance of getting it, but they are well ahead of Nero, who are in 5th, and they got ESPL in 6th, a point behind them, so they're pretty much fighting for over P5. And obviously Mazzaspin Esports are not racing today, and you got Nexora racing, I believe that is, in P8, can overtake Mazzaspin today. And you've got these Zero drivers at the bottom because they came into this very, very late. But I think they've just come in for the fun of it. So obviously now we wait for these drivers to finalize their setups and we can get going for this Dutch Grand Prix. Oh, I hear a thing ticking down. So I hear a thing ticking down. So it sounds like we're about to get going for 36 laps of this track. There go 4 or 5 lights are on. Lights are on, away we go for the Dutch Grand Prix. And it looks like it's a decent getaway for Gianni there, but looks like Gibbo's going to try and get down his inside at turn 1. And almost does. No, he has done. And Gibbo still fighting with Gianni for P1. A little bit of argy-bargy there, but Gibbo into the lead of this race. We've got people moving back and forth further back. As I've got Marcus fighting with Nell as someone has spun. Leon is facing the wrong direction. So we've got a few people moving around, but got Gibbo getting a decent start here to get ahead of Zurai Jani, which is very nice. And you'll forgive me 1 second while I just delete a message. There we go. So I had to delete a message from Twitch chat. It's one of those freaking Autobots we don't want to think about. We got Mask and Harvey squabbling another P4 here. Mask on the outside. Oh, and his teammate getting a bit caught up with somebody else further back, so that's not going to help his teammate. As he's trying to fight for P4, as the Alpaca and Eric are fighting over 13th. Still side by side, these two are. As Gibbo leads away, but there we go, the Alpaca stays ahead. As Josuke going to try and make a send here on Speedy. Bit of contact there between the two drivers. But it looks like Josuke is going to get the better of Speedy here and just gets ahead, but I think there was more contact made. Speedy is lucky there to still have his full front wing intact there. As Josuke gets ahead into P11. And his oh, that was a bit of a wobble there from Lucas. So we'll have to see. It looks like also as well Gibbo and Johnny have just bolted away from the rest of the field. As Johnny here is going to try and go for the move down the inside. The leader's squabbling. This is not going to help them if they want to break away from the rest of the field. Still side by side here as we come around turn 10. But Gibbo still has the lead, but barely. There was a good fight there for the pair of them. Good back and forth. But they have lost a bit of time because they did break away from the rest of the field, but not for much longer. As it looks like Harvey's getting very close to the back of Charlie here, so maybe he might have a go into turn 1. Maybe try and be later on the brakes than Charlie to try and take P3 away. Go fastest lap to boot as well. The door has been left open there by Charlie. Harvey going to try and go through the gap. Side by side the two eyes. We're coming up to turn 3. Still side by side. We're coming up to turn 4 now. He's going to try and go around the long way around. And he's barely ahead. Will he get the power down early enough to get ahead? Yes, he does. What a move there by Harvey. Getting ahead of Charlie. Wonderful move there. What a wonderful move there by the Azurai driver. Getting ahead of Charlie. Now he's going to try and catch up to his teammate again. I say everyone's pretty close in the field. The Alpaca is somehow caught back up to Speedy. Oh, hello. Masker's gone a bit wide. Oh, he's not the only one. Speedy also taken to the gravel. I think both of them have touched that curb, and I think Leon also did as well. Yep, 3 drivers getting caught out by the curb there of turn 9? Yeah. Yeah, 3 drivers there getting caught by turn 9. Yeah, with turn 9, if you get too far on that curb, you are pretty much a passenger because the car bottom outs on it. As Harvey sets a new fastest lap of the race, so 120.517, as he's catching up to the top 2. So this does promote Xtor up to P6, that with a Mask going backwards. And Mark, and looks like Lucas got ahead of Foxy there. So yeah, Speedy and Mask not happy with these wet conditions. Hopefully it does dry out later, but only time will tell if that actually happens or not. Right, as we got Gibbo still ahead here at the front, ahead of Janny and then ahead of Harvey, who's caught up to him pretty nicely. Was a bit behind, but has caught up to him nicely and somewhat almost breaking away from Charlie again. Bro's getting purple after purple sectors. Like, this man's like on a rocket ship right now. Right, and then we've got Cole barely hanging on to the back of these guys. Looking to try and keep up as Yanni. There's Harvey, and we got Marcus here going to make a move here on Exor, going around the long way around, leaving, just pretty much closing the door a little bit there on Extor. That is not good, but obviously, yeah. Ooh, Extor close to his back end, but he seems a little bit unsettled in that Sauber. Like, maybe it's just the wet weather not very good. But obviously, the Titan drivers do need to try and beat the V&V drivers who are currently running P4 and P9. As Foxy's got past Lucas, because Lucas becomes the next victim to turn 9's curbs. As he's just dropped massively. He's dropped behind the Alpaca. So that is not good. That is oh dear, not good at the moment. And these guys have pretty much dropped away from the top 5, who just kind of just sailed away. They're in their own little world. Looks like Cole here might have a little look at Charlie to turn 1. Not White wasn't close enough as Marcos gets the fastest lap of the race. As it looks like Lucas is trying to get past the Alpaca. But the Alpaca says, nope, that is my place, thank you very much. You could just sit behind me. As it looks like, if my eyes don't deceive, no, the rain is still there, but it's barely still there. So something tells me we could have dry conditions sooner rather than later. Because that rain is barely there from what I can see. Oh, we got some wing damage. Oh, that's why. Hello, Harvey. He's in the gravel. I just saw wing on the floor and he is in the gravel. Can I see his front end, please? Ah, that explains why. That's why I saw carbon fiber on the floor. He has no front wing at all. That is unfortunate there for Harvey. And if my eyes do not thing, I think that rain has stopped. So this will be interesting. When will that DRS get re-enabled? Because if the rain has stopped, then sooner rather than later. Because these lap times are getting faster. Gibbo goes fastest. Never mind. Marco says, thank you very much. I'll take that back with a 1:19.589. So unfortunately, Harvey will have to box to fix that front wing. But the big question is, will it be another set of intermediate tyres? We'll get tyres on the board for you. While we have a look at Harvey pit and Leon also into the box. Yep, Harvey put on the hard tyres. DRS enabled. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. DRS being enabled, so Leon may also jumping into the pits, which is going to be helpful for him. But obviously, these guys, can some of them double stack? Is the question, because they say you don't want to be on those intermediates too long because those tires will cook, especially with the track getting warmer. It would be nice to see of how many people will swap places. Also, Charlie and Steve have actually caught back up to the top two very quickly, as X-Tor has dropped off a little bit off the back of Marcos, which is not good at all. Alright, they should all be into the box, I think, because like I said, DRS was enabled. Anyone going to stay out? Or we've got yellow flags in Sector 2. Somebody's... Oh, hello. Steve Cole's taking a little bit of thing. That's unfortunate. And Joe Sky 10 for speeding in the pit lane. And Steve Cole's actually getting a front wing change while he's at it. So everyone's in. And big, this is big from the pits. Gianni has jumped Gibbo in the pits. This is massive. That's huge. And apparently we have... Do we have full course safety car or just a virtual safety car? As Gibbo gets 10 for hit. And now Gibbo's out of the race and that should be full blown safety car. What just happened there between Gibbo and Gianni? What has just happened? Eric has pit onto another set of intermediates. He's got to pit again. So full safety car now out on track. It was only a virtual for somebody spinning and losing their front wing. I do believe it was Leon. It was, because I can see a front wing change come in for him. So that is unfortunate for him. Yep, front wing change for Leon. But Yanni and Aaron now, like, what would they do? What was Aaron doing? Like, what, did Gianni brake check him or something? And Aaron went straight into the back of him, and then he was not happy with it, trying to murder the Zero driver there. That's very questionable and thing. But it's also nice to see as well. It's like everybody here is all on the hard tires, unless you are Steve Cole's gone onto the mediums, or Eric, who's on another set of intermediates, which I assume he will come back in to change out tyre. As Leon is just passing the safety car. I assume Joe Sky will probably pit again to get moved that 10 seconds away. As Alpaca gets a drive-through penalty for speeding under the safety car. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. The Alpaca's in trouble. And he can't serve that pen until after the safety car period. He has to wait until after safety car to serve that. So that is that is a not good moment. So here you go. Then here's an update on this grid. Then so yeah, Janny leads the way for 08. Then Charlie is next for VMV. Then Marcus, Nell Xtor, Mask, Froxy. Then the Alpaca with his drive-through. Then Steve Cole. And what is this? Mouth? I cannot say this guy without. Yeah, I cannot say that name without butchering it like crazy. What is that? Schwartz Batch? Yeah, I can't say that without butchering it. I'm not going to even bother trying. Then we've got Speedy and P10. Then we've got Lucas, Harvey, Joe Sky with his 10-second time penalty removed. Then Eric, and then at the back of the field it is Leon. So we'll be winning just a little bit. As Froxy. What is going on here between Froxy and Mask? They were just swapping places like crazy. Guys, come on. You should not be like side by side under a safety car. But yeah. Oh shit. Just picking up my chair audio. That is not good. Sorry, Pat. If you heard that, if you heard the audible squeak, I do apologise. That is my chair. I do apologise for that squeak. So now we just wait for everyone to catch a safety car, and then we should be getting on the way. So obviously Leon is pretty much almost a lap down, so we're gonna wait for him to catch up. As it looks like Lucas has finally caught up, Harvey and Joe Sky are caught up. Eric is 5 seconds back down the road, so he'll catch up shortly. And then we just wait for Leon. So safety car caught these guys last lap around, so that was the first lap. This is the second lap of the safety car. As I don't think he'll be called in this lap. He'll stay out for one more lap. Then Leon should be able to catch up. But if he catches up before the end, he might get a late call for the safety car to come in. But I don't think that's going to happen. Never mind. Never mind, I guess I'm just wrong. Right, we're about to get underway, and I don't think Leon's going to catch the back of the field before we get going. So Johnny here will pace the grid here in Sector 3. Safety car's almost back to the pits. Leon could catch it, but nope, I don't think he will. Safety car is now into the pits. Johnny will decide when we go, and I think he's gone. Yep, he has gone. Actually, kind of caught Marcus napping a little bit. As it looks like Extor might have a little look at him. Try to go in there, fake him, try to go down the inside, but can't quite get to him. Oh, as Marcus has a little wobble there. Oh, contact made there. Extor staying behind there though. Oh, he's struggling a little bit. As we've got people moving all over the place. Harvey gets ahead of Lucas, who's now side by side with Joe Sky. As they are fighting, trying to get on top 10, but contact made. Lucas gets shoved over a little bit and gets shoved straight into Eric. And if Eric doesn't have damage, he might get lucky. And has got lucky. But looks like Johnny is already somewhat trying to break away from Charlie here. And he's almost got the full second. Will he get it before the end of the lap? Because obviously DRS will get enabled next lap. He's got a 9/10 gap at the minute. Will he go fast enough to try and thing? No, there's no real gap. As the Alpaca is coming into the pits to serve his drive-through penalty. That does suck for the Alpaca. So we'll see how it goes. Johnny's still not broken the 1 second yet to Charlie. If Charlie makes one tiny mistake, he will lose DRS to the leader. as it looks like Foxy has already lost that 1 second to Mask. So he's going to be under pressure from Cole. As never mind, Foxy gets back in. I say Charlie here will just about have DRS compared to... I also just realised I should have something else on. There we go. So Charlie's still holding on to the back of Janny here, and obviously still bringing Marcus with him. So oh hello, we got, what the heck's happened? Oh, Mask has gone for a spin again, as Charles has gone for, as Charlie's gone into the lead ahead of Janny. So Mask taking a spin at the final corner. That does not help his race at all. Like, that just promotes everybody behind him. So right now VMV are looking in a nice spot right now with first and fifth, but still got a long way to go in this race, because we're only lap 13 of 36. The safety car caused problems, and then obviously we had a bit of rain at the start, as Harvey and Joe Sky are fighting over P9 side by side. But it shows Joe Sky to the side, which then allows Lucas to have a go. They're side by side now. We can have a three-way fight here coming into turn 11 here. As unfortunately Lucas is like all over the road, but barely hanging on to P11 there. As Eric looks to try and think. As now Harvey is going to chase down Mal. As the leaders swap places again. Looks like Marcus, we're going to have a little look. As Cole has got past Froxy into P5. As they try to catch up. Speedy lost a lot of space. Or I should say, probably made a mistake somewhere. Has lost a little bit of time to Froxy, but he's going to have company with the rest of these guys in the second train. So the top four just pretty much pulling away from the rest of the field. Steve Cole, obviously he's on the medium tyres, so he should look to try and use those tyres to push on ahead, try and re-catch back up to make a six-man train. But I don't think he quite is going to, as Speedy has broken away from the Nero of Mal. Like, broken away from him enormously. And will now try to look to catch the rest of the field, as Steve Cole's very close to thing, as we're going to go on board here with Charlie, who's in P2. Will he look to try and get Janny into turn 1? Not quite close enough on this occasion, as we've got Harvey making a move into P8, as it looks like Jorskai's going to try and go with him side by side with Mal. Still side by side, little bit of contact with the tyres banging, still side by side, but Jorskei looks to get ahead of the Nero driver. And that is now up into P9. And now they'll both look to chase after Speedy. Looks like Lucas is going to go down the inside at turn 7 now. As they're going around turn 8 and it's got ahead. Oh, but Miles going to come back at him. Little contact there made between the pair. More contact made. But it looks like he's going to stay ahead as Lucas. Now, he is now into the points, but he has lost DRS to Jorsky ahead of him. But it's not by much. He can try and get back into a detection point. He's after this next corner. Will he be close enough to get it? No. Not quite close enough, so he might be under pressure a little bit. As we're going to go back on with the leaders after that. As they are still just breaking away, just being in their own little train. Froxy has got back ahead of Steve. So these guys clearly... So Steve now is clearly struggling on those medium tyres. He's been on them for 10 odd laps. As it looks like Leon is into the pits, 10-second time penalty, and for good reason now he's retired from the session. That is unfortunate. The poor lad just could not catch up and has bowed out of the session. That is a shame. Speedy is catching these guys rather quickly. You don't want to use you don't want to use your tires too quickly there, Speedy. Like, understandable, you want to get away from Harvey a little bit. Obviously, Steve's going to start struggling soon with those tires. Because, like I say, he's on the mediums, so those tires will be almost dead soon. See, if I'm not mistaken, the medium... Ooh, that was a bit of wobble there from Speedy out of that corner, so that's not going to help him. He's lost a little bit of time to Harvey and to Steve Cole ahead. As it looks like the top three here rather close together to each other. As but Steve and Froxy swapping places again. Wonder if Steve got ahead due to DRS. We'll have to see if these guys can catch back up, because they've dropped 2 seconds now from the leading 4. And look at the lead 4. They're all within a couple tenths of each other. It's just when the rest of them decide to go for it. Because like, someone else has got to take a turn at lead, and you can't just leave Johnny to it. But I don't think Johnny would mind if he is just left to it. As I see Froxy in the background having a little bit of a wobble coming out of turn number 12 there. And here we go, change of lead to Charlie into the lead ahead of Johnny. We've got a swap of the leaders. As it looks like Steve, ooh, Froxy close to the back of Steve, but not close enough. As Lucas is fighting over P10 again. Managing to keep it. But thing as we've got Harvey and Joska here very close together, pushing each other through turn 4 here. But Harvey unfortunately have to settle to stick him behind Joska. Unless he's feeling bold to try and go down the inside of his next corner. No, he's not. Not even close enough. And these guys are getting even slower, because look at this. Speedy's now caught up to these guys. He's now within the 1 second, so he'll get DRS on these guys. And like these guys are not really catching the top 4 at all, really. But that's what Titan wants. Titan really wants to get ahead. Titan Esports really want to get ahead of the VMVs, so they need to get ahead of the Red Bulls, because right now they are 1st and 6th, where Titan Esports are 4th and 7th. They want to try and get higher up the board, as we've got to change the lead again. And Johnny goes back into the lead. Marcus just not really challenging in them. There's been multiple times where he could have, as Harvey and Joska swapping places again. And now they are 3 seconds off the back of Speedy. I'm just wondering if Marcus is getting like really close to the back of Charlie here, looking to try and be possibly make a move, but I don't think he does, as he's rid the curb too much there. As these guys actually fighting is actually allowing the rest of the 3 behind them to catch back up, so they're just going to be in one long train. But another question as well, will these hard runners pit again? Obviously, because the wet weather at the start, they technically don't need to pit again. If those hard tyres can last to the end, then by all means. But they did change onto them after 8 laps, and I don't think they'll make 28 laps. They can certainly try. Oh, I thought Marcus was going to make a move there for 3rd place, but Ford against it, as Joe Sky and Harvey fighting again over P8. As Joe Sky is still keeping ahead of Harvey. Lucas is battling again with Mal here over P10. Side by side, still side by side. More contact made. Another bit of contact. Lucas now has to start off for P11. And now has Eric and Mask behind him. Trying to think. And the lonely alpaca, after his drive-through penalty, is miles behind everybody else. I feel sorry for the poor alpaca. So looks like the way it's going, the JSR might not get any points. Well, right now, with VMV getting a lot of points, they could actually challenge. It could come to a final showdown between them at the final race to see who will take that top spot. Obviously, that is if they outscore Titan Esports. As Steve Cole's into the box. Understandable, he's on the medium tyre. He's done 13 laps on those tyres and his thing. As we got Eric crashing into the pit lane, which brings out the full safety car. Eric has crashed. Let's go to the Alpaca. See if the Alpaca sees where his... Nope, doesn't get to see where the corpse of Eric is. Oh, okay. I think I can guess what happened to Eric. Contact was made. So Harvey gets a free pit stop. Mask gets a free pit stop. And so does the Alpaca. Like, everybody will get a free pit stop now. So this is going to change a lot. Because look where the positions of people are. So Charlie is currently leading. Then Janny. Then Marcos, Extor, Froxy, Speedy, Joe, Lucas, but he'll probably drop back behind the rest of the thing. We'll have to see where Harvey goes. As I say, that safety car actually was perfect for Steve. Because, or is it? I don't know. We'll have to see what happens. Because all these guys having to go slow. So we'll have to see what happens. I assume they're all going to be into the pits for a new set of hard tyres. Because we've got 14 laps to go. 14 laps to go in this race. Unfortunately, some drivers will have to double stack. And that will be unfortunate, obviously, for the Titan Esports drivers. They do have to double stack. Will Extor get out the pits before Speedy gets in? Yes, doesn't hold the Speedy at all, so that is good there from the Sauber mechanics in game. But Cole does jump back into P5, and Harvey actually jumps Speedy. Oh, that is actual big. Harvey actually jumps Speedy, so that is not good. Obviously being held for another. Had to wait for a second for his teammate to get out the pits. Loses a place. That is unfortunate for Speedy. So we are back behind the safety car once again. This time from a crash from Eric. So that is not helpful. So we're down to 13 drivers in this race. And the Alpaca is now back in this race. So JSR could possibly score points if the Alpaca can get through all these drivers at the back. It would have been nice if I had a co-coms to talk with while we're thing. So it's like not much I can really talk about. So it's like can't really talk about real life F1 because there hasn't been any, because we're getting a bit of a spring break courtesy of what's been going in the Middle East. So we've had no Bahrain and no Saudi Arabia IRL GPs. Kind of sad because I do like the Bahrain GP track. It is an amazing track, and I do like running it, especially in game. It's a lovely track to drive. So, but will be interesting to see. Will also be interesting to see what will happen on the safety car restart, as the Alpaca has caught up. This is the second lap under the safety car, so it may get called in this lap. One would hope. We'll find out in a few seconds. Probably after this corner. I'll say Janny doesn't like. Janny's like backing up the field a little bit, and I don't. Oh, there we go. Safety car called in. So Burt Mylander will be relieved of his duties, pacing the grid. He will be brought in back into the pit lane, and Charlie here will pace the field through sector 3. He'll pace it from Janny just behind Marcus, Extor, then Steve, Froxy, then Harvey, Speedy, Jaws, Lucas, Mal, Mask, and Alpaca. Right, obviously it's up to Charlie when he goes, and it looks like he's gone, and so we're going racing again here in the Netherlands. And it looks like he's not really caught anybody napping as Charlie, as we've got people behind trying to make moves, as Froxy here is trying to go on, has gone around the outside of Steve at turn 1, and they're still together, but there we go. Froxy gets ahead of the Ferrari, and all the way around the outside, Harvey going. What a move that is! What a move that is from the Mercedes driver. All the way around the outside at turn 4. And while I've missed that, Charlie's dropped out of the lead as Janny is back ahead. Looks like Joska is going to squeeze past Speedy and does so. And looks like Lucas is going to have a little go as well at Speedy and actually puts him onto the grass, and he's going to drop all the way down to 12th. Might even drop to last, as Harvey's made another move, getting past Froxy now. As it looked like Steve Cole was going to try and make a move past him as well. Harvey making the moves on this restart here, and unfortunately for Speedy being dropped all the way to the back because he got shown the door there by Lucas. So that'll be that will not. So the shooters are going to have a fun time this week with their reports from this race, because there's been a lot of incidents and stuff. So we'll have to see. As now Harvey looks to try and his next person to get past, it will be Extor. So this is not going to be good, because obviously as well in this race Titan Esports needed to outscore VMV if they wanted any chance of getting promotion to the top tier, but I don't think it's going to happen, only because Paul Speedy's been dropped out from 7th down to last on the road, and right now Nels only in 4th, but VMV has got 2nd and 6th, as P3 Marcus getting a 3-second time penalty for track limits, the first of this race. I was about to mention, how has nobody got 3 seconds yet? I thought a couple of people might pick him up in the wet, but no, Marcus is the first person. Well, so Marcus claims the honours of getting the first pen in this race. So that is kind of big, because that will drop him probably almost out of the points if everybody stays this close to each other. So that is not going to be very helpful at all, because obviously that's going to be big for Titan Esports, because they could do with more points, but it's also going to give more points to VMV, as no one's really trying to make any moves. We're just all really close to each other, as Janny's still in the lead for Azurai, ahead of Charlie, who's in P2. We'll try to look to get past so DRS now open as well, so Charlie will look to try and close down Janny here to get into P1. Gets fast. Never mind, Marcus gets fastest up the rest of 110.796. But Marcus just not close enough to the guys ahead of him to really mount an attack, as Charlie's still looking to try and keep up with Janny, as we've got 10 laps to go in this race. As it now as well, looks like Speedy's dropped out of DRS of the Alpaca. No, he's got back in. So, oh, has he got... Oh, what's happened to Harvey? Oh, has Harvey becoming the next victim to turn 9's curb? I think he has. Slash just dropped him all the way down to P8 from P4. Sorry, P5. So it just gives VMV more points, which is not what Titan Esports wants. Got Charlie here, still all over the back of Janny. Not quite close enough to make a move at all. I need to... They need to try and make some kind of move to get ahead. That's the one thing. But I think, to be fair, they're probably just happy to stay in P2. It's the last couple of laps where you want to start fighting to get higher up the field. Oh, hello. We got Mask and Lucas here fighting. Looks like Mask has got ahead of Lucas. So Mask into P9 ahead of Lucas. Got Speedy all over the back of the Alpaca, but because it's just one long DRS train, I don't see how he's going to try and make a move. As Charlie again chooses not to make the overtake, but I feel like he will try and set it up for the final lap. As it looks like Mask is almost dropped out of Harvey's DRS, but is barely staying in it. Yeah, barely staying in it. As Charlie's like really close to the back of Janny here. And so is Extor with Marcus. Like, if I was Marcus here, I'll try and make a move, not Marcus, if I was Extor here, I'll try and get past these guys, try and get into first. Like, he's going to have to try and make something happen. Because Titan Esports needs those points if they want to pose a threat to VMV. Because if VMV outscores Titan by about 45 points in total, but they were 30 ahead before this race. So if they get 15 or more points on Titan, then they'll seal promotion with them. So I say the promotion places can be sealed up today. It just depends on where people finish, as Harvey's getting back past Joe Sky, back into 7th. Next person for him will be Steve Cole. As Charlie is into the lead for VMV, just where he needs to be. Because right now, him in first, his teammate in 5th. I do believe that is 35 points. And Xtor will only get 12 for Titan Esports for the outscore them by quite a bit. So that is not good. Also, you got to wait for post-race penalties to be applied, because I do believe a couple might be coming. It just depends. Whoa! Johnny with a little bit of a slide there coming out of turn 12. So he's actually lost a little bit of time, but Marcos is not quite close enough at all, really, to mount an attack on Johnny. But it doesn't matter. Johnny was trying to make an attack there on Charlie, but not close enough at all. We're on lap 31 here of 36. 6 laps to go in this race. And no one's really close to make any moves. All of a sudden now, there is a bit of a gap in the train as Lucas has dropped out of the DRS of Mask. So he's going to be under pressure here from Mal, Alpaca and a Speedy. As Mal's already up his diffuser. We're going to see some over 66. Like, Lucas is dropping like a fly. 2 seconds is the gap. He's dropped a full second in the first half of this lap. As Speedy's making a very ambitious move up the inside of the Alpaca. Contact made and both drivers around. Oh, that is unfortunate. Speedy was going for the move up the inside or around the outside, one or two, but the Alpaca just that is unfortunate. And full safety car deployed. Interesting. Are we going to see people boxing for soft tyres? Some people, yes, but not all. We've got both Gianni, Harvey and Marcos is in. Both VMV drivers stay out. Steve Cole staying out. Lucas staying out. Mal staying out. We've got a few people, but the rest of the grid is in though. We're all putting on softs or mediums. Gianni and Josuke gone to mediums. The rest of the field who've pitted are on through the soft tyres. When the safety car does release them, those soft tyres will make it to the end easily enough. But the question is, will they make it through the field? That is the bigger question. But it's kind of weird that the safety car just gets called out for what happened there between Speedy and Alpaca. It's very, very interesting. I didn't think that would warrant a safety car, but I guess it did. So, safety car got called out for the third time in this race. Charlie is now the race leader. Has got X-Tor behind him, and then his teammate Froxy. And then Steve Cole, Lucas, and Amal, the only other people not to pit. Then we've got the first of the pitters of Gianni in P7 on the mediums, Marcos on the softs, Josuke on the mediums, and then Harvey, Mask, Speedy, and Alpaca all on the softs. Only person to pick up any kind of pens this race is Marcos in P8. And that is it. This is the position changes. Mask is the biggest loser right now with losing 7 places. Gianni's lost 6. And the biggest gainer right now is Lucas, who's gained 7. Then Froxy, who's gained 6. Then X-Tor, who's gained 5. So, pretty big jump. And then obviously there's your pit stops. Josuke's pitted the most. And most people have done 2 stops or 1. There's your tires for one last time before they go bye-bye. So this is going to be very, very interesting. Will those soft runners with 3 laps to go get through the rest of the field? Because safety car, I assume, will be called in at the end of this lap. Those soft runners are going to charge through the field. X-Tor will have to try and get past Charlie as fast as possible. So you got more people between him and those soft runners. Because those soft runners are going to be mighty fast. They'll have 3 laps to amount anything if the safety car gets called in at the end of this lap, which I believe it should. There it is. There it is. Race controller bringing in safety cars. So at the end of lap 33 here, we'll have 3 laps of hard racing. Obviously, we'll not have DRS for lap 34, but 35 and 36 we will. And so, can the VMVs hold on to first and third in this race? Charlie again will pace the grid in sector 3 like he did last time on the second safety car restart. It's just the question is, when will he go, and will he catch X-Tor by surprise? And the answer is yes, he does. He's gone. He's gone, and Froxy's going to try and get ahead. But I think he got ahead before the timing line, so he might have to give that back. As Steve Cole's they're all just bashing into each other behind him. And Froxy's having to give I think he's given the place back. And now he's under pressure from Steve Cole, who's down on his inside. But Froxy's just turning into Steve then. Still more contact made. These guys still side by side. We've got a few people further back side by side with the harder tyres. As Harvey gets a 3-second time penalty for track limits. As who's that just going flying off the track onto the gravel there? Oh, it was Harvey just getting yeeted into the gravel. Oh, another one's gone. It was just gone round now. Joel Sky's gone spinning round. They're all spinning out now. Oh dear, what is going on? And Mal's also had a spin as well. He's dropped off a bit as well. Oh dear, what's going on here? Oh, Marcos trying to get down the inside of Steve then just clatters him. I was like, Steve is... What? He's one of the people with the hard tyres still on his car. As Lucas has also gone backwards as well. This is... My word, this is ridiculous. So Marcus trying to get ahead of Steve Cole, who's on... As he's on the soft tyres. There's Marcus on the inside. We'll try and hold around the outside. Leaving plenty of space there for Steve, but stay... This thing. Out of all this, I didn't even notice... Gianni has somehow made his way into P2. I've completely missed that. He's got past everybody. He's now into the lead of this race, is Gianni now. But he wants to try and break away from Charlie and not give him DRS, as Charlie and Exo have actually broken away from Froxy, who's now under pressure from Marcus. Like, under pressure here as Mal's into the pits again. As Marcus going to go down the inside here at turn number 10. On the inside, earlier on the power, because he's on the soft tyres, and through he goes. Up into P4. Ahead of Froxy, who will now be under pressure from Mask. Who is, I do believe, is another person on the soft tyre. Mask trying to get ahead of the VMV driver. He's good. And obviously, he's already broken away in DRS. As Gianni fastest lap of the race. As now Marcus trying to get ahead of him. As Lucas is now crashed. Oh dear. Mask trying to get past Froxy. Oh, Mask has actually lost part of his front wing. But he's still on the inside. Still on the inside. And Power Down earlier gets ahead into P5. Froxy now down to P6. As Marcus here looks to try and get past X-Tor. Because he's got that 3-second time penalty. We're on the final lap here. So he'll have to try. It's not going to matter much. Oh, so Froxy's just gone backwards. What's happened to Froxy? He's dropped massively back. He's down to P9 now. This is massive. As now Alpaca's got ahead of Cole. And Cole's round. And so's Froxy. They're both into the wall on the final lap here. Oh dear, that is not good at all. But coming around the final corner here, as Gianni comes across the line to take the win here for Azurai. Charlie will take P2 for VMV. X-Tor will claim P3. And Marcos will drop all the way down to P7 with that penalty. Mask gets P4. Speedy will get P5. Alpaca P6 for JSR. Then it's Marcos, Joe Sky, Stevie Cole. Harvey picks up the final point, crashing on the pit thing, and VMV Froxy lost his entire front wing in the end and comes across the line to take for 11th, and then Mal will be the last person to cross the line. So that, oh dear. Stewart's are going to have a field day. But with, oh, that's big though, with Froxy not finishing. Oh. Like I said, Stewart's will have a field day, but for the time being, as it stands right now, I do believe that's JSR possibly taking the title. Because they were, I don't know, what, 60 points ahead? I'll bring up the results from last week up in a minute. But let's just go on to final classification. As here we go, Gianni takes P1 for Azurai, Charlie for VMV getting P2, X-Tor then getting P3 for Titan Esports, Mask P4, Speedy for in P5, then Alpaca P6, Marcos, Joe Sky, Stevie Cole and Harvey picking up the final points in P10. And then your last of your finishers are Froxy and Mal. Lucas did DNF, but he is still classified because he did complete 90% of the laps. And so takes the final place in 13th. And then your DNFs, we got Eric, Leon, and Aaron Gibbo. And then just before we end, I'll bring up the final points tally. Oh, the gap was 60 points. And with JSR claiming 8 points, I don't think VMV might have a chance at first, but I think also they have Titan Esports now breathing down their neck even more. But that has been it for today. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you same time as this week, next Tuesday, for the finale at, if you just give me 1 second, I am going to check what the last race is. I do believe it is Las Vegas next week for the finale. So we'll see you then. But that is it from me, from the Piney Penguin, and we'll